Can you hear that? That's the sound of flavor because we're making bone marrow here on Chef Andy. If you love flavor, you're gonna love some bone marrow, guys. This stuff is packed with flavor. Not only that, it's super cheap because this part of the cow, the bones, normally people just throw it away. But I'm gonna teach you how to use it on the show, and this stuff is just amazing. But before we get into the recipe, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. Slap a big like on the video. Okay, let's get right into it. So, what I've done with these pieces of bones, I have soaked them in some salt water for over 24 hours. And what that's done is extracted the blood that's inside of the bones. You can see with this bone that it's got a little more blood packed in there. That's okay, it's fine, but I want to get out the blood. I just want that beautiful fat. So you're probably wondering, where do I get bone marrow? Well, you can get bone marrow at pretty much any grocery store. You're gonna ask your butcher to get you a beautiful long piece of bone marrow and cut it lengthwise just to make it look nice and clean. I'm gonna clean up this bone. So you're gonna wanna get a knife that you're not worried of it getting beat up or whatever. Maybe it's your dull knife in the kitchen. You're gonna take the back of your knife as well as the front, and you're just gonna start scraping off that meat that was left on the bone. And since you've been soaking it for over 24 hours, that meat is just gonna peel right off. So all that this does is make it look really great for a presentation. You can just cook it with this stuff already on it, but I like it to look nice. Now, if you run into a chunk that you just can't get off, take your knife and just cut that right off. You're also gonna want to scrape off anything on the end and just cut that right off. Our bone marrow is nice and cleaned up. Now I'm gonna just put them right on a cookie sheet, grab some salt, and sprinkle that salt right on top. Now I'm gonna add some garlic powder and just sprinkle that right on top. That's gonna give it some extra flavor to it. Now I've got my oven to 350 and I'm gonna go put these in for 15 minutes. While our bone marrow is cooking, I'm gonna take some fresh como bread. This stuff is amazing. And I'm gonna cut some slices up. You can eat bone marrow many different ways. You can just eat it straight out of the bone. You can eat it on tacos, which I had in Mexico, and those were amazing. Or you can put it on some fresh bread, which we're gonna do right now. So we've got our bread all cut up. Now I'm gonna take it over to my skillet. So I've got my skillet on medium high. We're gonna throw some bread in there. And then I'm gonna take some olive oil and just drizzle that right on top of the bread so it gets nice and crispy. Beautiful. I like my bread to get nice and brown, even a little char on it. So we're gonna let this cook while our bone marrow is cooking. Toast is done, cooked to perfection. I think our bone marrow is ready, so let's pull that out. Whoa, the smell of this is incredible. This thing is super hot, so I'm gonna let this sit, let it cool down, and then we'll scrape out the beautiful marrow. I think this deserves a little beautiful montage. Can we get that? Wow, what a beautiful montage. Our bone marrow is ready. So I've got my toast and I'm just gonna slide this right onto the toast. Oh my gosh. And then I'm gonna spread it with my spoon. Oh, this looks so good. Okay, I'm going in. Wow, that is so many flavors and oils combined. Oh. This is incredible. It just tastes super oily and buttery. This is definitely not a recipe you want to eat every day, or else you're gonna pack on the pounds. But I love to cook this bone marrow when you're making steak for an appetizer or serve it with the steak. It tastes amazing. It's incredible. Well, there you go, bone marrow. That was a little strange, but absolutely delicious, packed with flavors. What's also packed with flavor is when you subscribe to our channel and join our food movement here on Chef Andy. There you go, bone marrow. I'll see you next time in the kitchen. Ciao belli.